Ni hao. Welcome to MegoxCast. I am your host, John, joined by,
Me, Adrian.
yes, for this episode. Today, we will talk about our childhood fears. Now, Adrian, uh, talk a little bit about yourself.
My name's Adrian. I have a YouTube channel where I just cover like horror topics, I guess. And like if you want comparison, I guess people mainly describe me as like scare theater, like a copycat version, but like I just do my own stuff. And I'm lazy when it comes to uploads. And that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I can confirm he has a cool channel. You got to check it out, and we'll talk about that at the end of the podcast. So why don't we just jump right into it? Adrian, your childhood fears. You should go right into that.
All right.
Hopefully you're down.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So as a kid, I've had like so many childhood fears. I think mainly what it has to do is because my family showed me horror movies at a very young age, maybe like elementary, even before that, like maybe like second grade. Main ones I usually watched were like the Friday the 13th slasher movies. The one that terrified me the most, I think, was Chucky. Mainly because like he was small and like never knew when he was coming. So what my so it was actually the Bride of Chucky I've watched, which is like kind of like a weird movie. And the first time I ever like got scared was when I saw like a what's it called again? A reworked
What?
version of it. No, I'm
Oh,
trying to
oh, sorry.
like a prop of it of Chucky, and that scared terrified the hell out of me. That's kinda like where it first started. But over a while, I would say the more if I learn about, like, scary stuff, because that's when, like, I got into YouTube, like, when I started watching YouTube because I didn't have an account. I was like, I didn't know what that was. So I would just watch these scared creepypastas, and they scared the hell out of me. And, I think the one I've ever talked about in, like, one video is, like, Candle Cove. Like, you've heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of
I
what?
watched the what go on.
Oh, Candle Cove or what's it?
Candle Cove.
Oh,
Yeah.
Candle. Yeah.
Yeah. For those who aren't aware, it's like a lost creepypasta where like a bunch of kids remember the show, but like they have no records of it. If I'm not mistaken, because it's been a while since I've seen it. But I remember looking up the YouTube creepypasta version of it. I pressed play, and like what happened was just like screaming, not really like major like horrified screaming, more like actor like screaming into the mic. And I don't know why it froze me up. It terrified me, and it was because I was watching on my tablet like on the floor. I remember it vividly, and I just threw my tablet away, just trying to stop it, but, like, it just didn't wanna turn down. So, what I did was I just turned it off completely.
Hmm. Well, dang, sucks. I don't know. I mean, I kind of did that a little bit when I was little, like when I was like playing a game or something like that. I would like, try to go into it, but then like when the scare happened, just won't run out. But
My Mhm.
any other childhood fears?
Yeah, but it's kinda like what you said, but, like, when I watched horror movies, I don't know why, my mentality was like, if I switch the channel real quick, it wouldn't be as scary. So, like, when I'm watching, like, Jason about to kill someone in the movie, I just flip the channel back and forth, just to see what happens slowly. It was kinda like watching a picture by picture frame of each time it was happening. I don't know
Hmm.
why my mentality as a kid, like, really thought, like, it was gonna make it less scary.
No, that's. I mean, it makes sense. Child logic is obviously different than adult logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think, like, the majority of, like, as I grew up, the more, like, horror movies I watched, like, from Friday the 13th to Halloween to Freddy Krueger,
Mm.
Ghostface. Saw, I remember seeing, like I remember back in, like, the early YouTube days, Saw was, like, very popular. I just remember seeing so many Saw clips,
Hmm.
and, like, I remember seeing as a kid the, Patrick like, SpongeBob and Patrick version of it, like, the poorly drawn
Uh,
versions of it. You know what I'm talking about now, huh?
yeah, bro.
Yeah, I
I
remember
don't know.
watching that.
The main one I remember is with the annoying orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the main one. And are you talking about that one SpongeBob and Patrick, the futuristic hub one? I don't
Oh,
think
no.
that's the one you're
No,
talking about, but
no, it was, like, drawn like a kid, like, you can tell it
oh,
was,
I
like,
gotta check
drawn.
that one out. Yeah, because I that one sucked. The one by Futuristic Hub. I mean, it was kind of funny, but at the same time, like his content is like kind of you gotta laugh at it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, Saw is already kind of ridiculous. It's like, I mean, when you're a kid, you're scared of like that weird like clown thing, but at the same time, like the concept of like just people being put into a room because they were bad, and then they gotta like do weird stuff. It's like, I mean, the first one I heard was really good. I really gotta watch it, but the other ones after that are like kind of goofy. I think
Yeah,
Saw 2 is pretty good. That's from what I heard. I gotta check them out.
it's been a while. Like, there's like a lot of lore behind it.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
even in death, like like they just still keep going.
Yeah, did you watch them when you were a kid, or just watch you said you just watch the like stuff online and stuff like that about it?
Yeah, I used to like see them random clips online, but until like I got a little bit older, that's when I actually watched them. Maybe like middle school.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I mean, at least that probably helped with the childhood fears. Did you have any childhood fears that like that weren't about like pop culture stuff, or is that more about what it was? Like, did you have any like you know like fears that had more to do with like dark or height?
I'd say like the horror aspect of me watching that stuff as a kid definitely influenced like some fears I had as a kid.
Mm.
Like, um, have you ever had a sleep paralysis?
No, actually. Could you describe?
I'm probably butchering the hell of the definition, so like I'm just paraphrasing for what I know. Basically, as like when you sleep, like sometimes you'll be half asleep, like just like enough conscious to see like around your room, and like usually it's like a black creature or like something that you're terrified of, it just standing there.
Oh my, no.
And what happens is like it freezes you up to a point where you can't move, and that's where like the term sleep paralysis, like you're barely asleep, but you can see it.
Yeah, it's
People have it. Apparently, it's pretty common, like for a lot of people. I think if I ever had it, I think I only had it once as a child. It was like it was like in my grandma's room. I was like sleeping, and I remember just seeing this black like creature, like black smoke. Like he was made out of black smoke, but like you can tell like it was like humanoid by the shape of it. So I don't know why I was just staring. So what I did was I hid behind the covers. I just put the covers over my eyes, like to the point where like my forehead's still exposed.
yeah.
And after that, I don't remember what happened. Like, I think that as a kid, that definitely kept that in my mentality of keeping, like, the blanket over my face when I sleep. I still cannot, like, sleep without a blanket over my face. I still do that to this day, even though I'm not terrified anymore. It's just
Hmm.
something that I just never managed to, get rid of.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. No, I mean, is it hard to like breathe like under it sometimes, or do you just get used to it?
No, it doesn't really, bother me at all. I like, sometimes when I have a stuffy nose, I don't know why, but, like, I usually keep the blanket over my face, and it helps me breathe a little bit better. I don't know how to explain it. It's something really weird.
Yeah, because yeah, I actually don't think I could do that. Mainly just because if I was scared, just for me, I would like to just see what's happening, but I can see the benefit of not seeing it at all. Because like it's the mindset thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. I've never been able to sleep with stuff over my face or anything like that because I like I get a stuffy nose rather easily. So because I'm not really I wouldn't have considered myself claustrophobic, but I feel like I have normal amounts of it.
Uh-huh.
But back then I used to be like I feel like I would get really into being in a tight space. I don't know why when I was little. Like I was like, dang, I really want to I mean, if I'm covered, I want to be like I still want to like my face to be like available, but or have like an air gap or something between the
Yeah.
blanket. But when I was younger, I think I liked this I forgot it wasn't a pillow pet, but it was like this pillow thing that you use to clean up your room.
I
And
think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, and there was this they only had the small ones, but there was one commercial of the big one. And my dream was always to just get the big one, and just go inside of it and just roll around or something. Because I thought, that thing could probably hold me. I'm tiny. Now I can't fit in it. I mean, they didn't even end up making it, so I will never know. But I thought that would have been like funny to just go inside and then be like, boo. But I don't know. Just when it comes to sleeping or like anything when it comes to like covers, I don't know. I don't like it too much over my face unless it's more of like a, you know, those things where like you're under the covers with someone else and it's like you see them and they see you kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something with the nose.
just
It's
the
mainly
comfort
like,
of
yeah,
like
I get like,
mhm.
yeah, my nose just gets stuffy easily. But I don't know, I mean that adds a lot to it though, the being able to see it, being able to
Yeah.
see uh, you know, just whatever you're afraid of. Anything else you can think of for childhood fears?
Oh yeah. It's related to sleeping, but I don't know what it was. I think what it had to do with my viewing of Chucky, because you know how like he's like a little doll.
Yeah.
And when as a kid in elementary, maybe first grade, I think it's first grade. I remember sleeping. I just had this blanket on me, and I just felt like these little tiny little hands, like I like kind of like doll shaped. Maybe I talked about
Oh
in like a
no.
video. I just felt them like they didn't. It's not like to the point where you can feel the pressure on them. It just feels like you can just feel it like maybe like lightly touching you. Not really. I just felt it going up, just crawling up, but after that, it just stopped. I don't know what it was. It could have been my mind trying to like relate to like the fear of me watching Chucky and like maybe that thing I saw in my room or something. I don't know, but I've never really had, like, an actual ghost experience kinda like I mean, that would be the closest thing I would call that. Maybe ghost experience, maybe? Not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to describe that to be honest, like just the hands grabbing at you like that. I mean, that I feel like that would actually make you be even more scared to be under the covers, you know?
Yeah, true. I think my mentality is, like, I don't wanna see it, but, like, I kinda want to, but I don't think I've ever, like, looked up just to see what happened because I think it was, like, kinda scary in my, view at the time.
No, I got you. I mean, that even sounds like something from a Goosebumps book.
I have a bunch of them, I think, in, like, this one box because I used to get them, but I just never read them because I think I liked reading at the time, but I did watch the show.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Um, did you have any other ones?
I'm trying to think of which one I want to share because I actually made a list, like a huge ass list. But let me see. I think the one that scared me the most, it was like a movie. I
Ooh.
talked about it too. It was like The Grudge. Have you ever seen it?
I've heard of it, and the only reason I haven't watched it is like I saw the rating and I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. But I heard it's like good. It's like because I mean, a lot of horror is like subjective in the sense that like when people are rating it, people rate certain horror movies lower, even if it's really good. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably check it out. What about it?
Yeah. So I think it was like the first time I ever saw it. It was like as a kid too. I don't know who was watching it, maybe my aunt or something, my uncle. But I remember watching it. If anyone doesn't know what the movie is about, it's about like a lady that's kind of like an evil spirit because like she died hating, and that's like what like the premise was. It was the second movie. It was in a motel, so she had control of the motel. I remember just hearing the croaks because like when she died, her neck was like snapped to the point where you hear croaks. The croaks sound like kind of like that. And,
Mhm.
I remember hearing it, and because the movies terrified me. After that, my aunt, used to make those noises around me just to mess with me because she found it funny. And I remember I hated it, and I eventually had nightmares over it. Because there's a scene, I don't remember where it's from, but I very vividly remember that it was in the movie. It was like the dad was playing with a dollhouse with his daughter, and, like, in, like, the one of the, windows, you can see, like, the Grudge's eye just, like, pop through. And then the dad just puts a camera in front of it, then takes his daughter and leaves because he doesn't wanna deal with that. And I remember I had a dream similar to that. It was, like, on my wall, like, her eye was just popping through the wall, and I was just staring at it. I think I even tapped it like how a kid does to, like, a glass with a goldfish.
Yeah. No, I. Oh my. Just an eye staring at you.
Yeah, my first instance was just to touch it. Touch.
Touch. Don't touch. Um. No, that's. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want someone just staring at me like that, especially just one eye. If I saw two eyes, I feel like I would be less about it, because it's I feel like it would be more of a person. If you see like one eye, it's like that's supernatural right there. Wait, you saw one eye or so You saw two.
It was just one eye
Yeah,
popping through.
that's even worse. That's what I'm saying. It's like if I saw multiple, like two, I'd be like, oh, it's just some creep. But just one, like that's not normal. That's not normal. Ew. Um. Any other phobias
Phobias.
or fears?
Fears. I don't know. The closest thing. I think I was scared of clowns. I was very scared of clowns. That's one thing I was
Mm,
really terrified of. It was like because I remember I watched the original It as a
ooh,
kid.
yeah,
I watched it and like my grandma used to like mess with me because like she said, "Hey, look what it is." I just saw it like a Pennywise.
yeah.
And there's this church during a summer break or whatever. They just
Mhm.
gave you like a free balloon every day you went. I remember I went every day and I got a buttload of balloons on the floor. And after watching the movie, I just stared at the balloons like saying they're gonna pop and blood's gonna come out. I just stared at them like nothing else.
Yeah, my mom watched that movie and she did not like that kind of stuff. And I think she might have not been as scared by it, but either she liked it or she didn't like it. I really got
Mm.
to ask her, but I remember she talked about watching the original It. She's never going to watch the 2017 version though. I will say that.
I haven't watched
That's
that
not
one
her
yet.
cup of tea. I say the first one's really good. Second one's good, but not as good as the first one. There are some dumb scenes, but at the same time, it's still good. I mean, I feel like with the sequel, even if the sequel's bad, or maybe not bad, but not as good as the first one, because it's not bad. Um, I would say it's just good to have both of them, and
Yeah.
not just one. So I would say that it is a good package.
It's
Good
more of a
package.
conclusion.
Exactly. Um, yeah. Any other ones you'd like to talk about?
Uh Not that I can remember, but I think I can remember the more we move on.
All
Maybe.
right, then. That's all good. We'll move on to my childhood fears. To be honest, I think mine are legit. Like I didn't really have too many fears. I mean, I had this one fear, thing called you know, social interaction. Just
Yep.
because when I was younger, I I'm on the spectrum, so like when I was talking to people, I looked down or something. I didn't talk to too many people when I was younger, and when someone said hi, I just didn't say anything or just looked at the ground and said hi. And a lot better at that now, I'd say. I'd have to be because I work at a movie theater. I have to talk to people all the time, so
Yeah.
I mean, and I also want to be a director, so I have to talk to people all the time. But yeah, it was just a thing I just didn't like, just being around people too. Like, I think I actually liked doing like speeches and stuff like that, but it was just like one to one stuff. I didn't like that.
Mhm.
Um, but when it comes to like fears, which is weird, is like a lot of the fears I can imagine right now. Like the first thing that comes to mind, because I don't usually write stuff down for this one, but first thing that comes to mind is when I was younger. Uh, I wasn't really afraid of the dark, but I guess I'm afraid of like, maybe I am actually. But I'm not in some circumstances, but for I think I might be scared of like silence in some ways too. Silence and darkness. Cuz when I'm sleeping, I always have the TV on now. Like
Yeah.
from when I was younger, from nowadays, just have it always on. But now I sleep in I'm not going into that. I just sleep in a back cave where I like zip. It's basically just a tent over my bed. It's whack, but it does help. I gotta say, just because I just like pass out in that thing, but in the sense that I still know it's there, so that's good. And then when I'm younger, though, I remember I had some weird dreams, and that's where I think a lot of my fears came from. Like there was like one dream I had where I think it was like Indiana Jones and the one kid from Everything Everywhere All at Once slash Hook. If you know what I'm talking about, that one Asian guy that
Mm.
wanna, yeah, it was
Mhm.
him and that guy and Indiana Jones. I didn't even watch the movie. I don't even know because I'm guessing that was the kid because I didn't watch the movie. I still haven't. I actually do gotta watch it soon because it looks really good and I love Steven Spielberg. But when I was I don't know why I was sleeping, and it was like an acid trip scene. So they were in a cave and they were talking. And then at one point their voices got like distorted and their faces got distorted.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the? It wasn't like a fear in general, but it was just like something I remembered, being afraid of. I was like, what?
I think
That's
it's kinda like
crazy.
shock. I remember I've had moments like that as a kid too, where I watched, like, random, like, obscure scenes, and I would
Yeah.
just stare without, like I'm acknowledging, I'm just, like, more, like, standing still when I watch them.
Yeah. Like I don't even remember watching the scene. I just remember like I knew who Indiana Jones was. I knew that he probably talked to a child. I don't know why. Like, cause people like those kind of adventurous people that are young. And I don't it was a weird trippy scene. It was like that one scene from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 where like all their faces got distorted but their voices were like weird. It was crazy. A lot of I would say a lot of my maybe not dreams, but just a lot of scene times when I wake up, that's when I get like afraid. Like there's this one scene. I think this is why I got afraid of knives or just people coming into my house or stalking me and killing me with a knife. Because I was actually more scared of knives when I was younger than guns. Like, because I was like, a gun just seems like
More, like,
far
simple.
fetched.
More simple, yeah.
Yeah, and like it didn't seem like gory to me. Guns. I actually thought it was kind of like an action figure thing. I'm like, I can't imagine that, in my vicinity. I would imagine. I mean, I think a knife is just like messed up. Because I remember when I was younger, I woke up and there was like this like news thing, and I still don't know what it was. Like what news it was like talking about. But all I remember it was about this girl that woke up at her house, and there were like these two guys, and they killed her entire family.
Mhm.
And then they were like, "We're gonna kill you if you don't shut up," or something. And they had knives. And then, because this is like a whole like 20, like 60 minutes thing. I don't know if I don't. I literally want to know what I watched because it was. I remember some details. So they dragged her out there. I think it was two guys, and then they put their bodies, I think I remember, in like trunks of trees, like the holes. I think and shoved them in there and like dug them up, put them in the ground. I'm like, what's going on? Well, like this girl's gonna get messed up. And that was just something I remembered. And I was like, I don't even know if I was even 10 yet. And I was like, what's going on? This is whack. A weird thing to wake up to, number one. So I remember that was a little scary. I remember I was scared of Spider-Man a little bit, the Sam Raimi trilogy. Like I always kind of just assumed it was kind of scary when I was younger because of Green Goblin and
There were jump scares in the movie. I remember, well, there's,
yeah,
some jump scares 'cause Sam Raimi was a horror movie director too,
I
like,
know
before he started doing that.
it scared me a little bit. And I actually remember when I was younger, I don't know why I did this. This got me kicked out of a. And actually, this didn't get me kicked out of the child care, but something else did. But I remember I grabbed a like uh little girl's face. I mean, I was a little girl too, so don't. I mean, a little guy, little child too, so don't be calling the cops, FBI. But I was just like I grabbed her like how um like Goblin grabbed Spider-Man. I was like, I can squish you like a bug. And I don't know why I did it. I saw it in a scene and I just remember I was afraid of it. So that's why I think maybe I was trying to overcome it, or I thought of him as like powerful. So I thought it was funny.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know why I did it. I don't even know if like it even happened. I just remember doing that.
Could have been just an impulse, like a simple impulse, 'cause
Oh
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
having moments like that as a kid.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I hurt the little girl that was also probably around the same age as me. Obviously, same age as me. But I don't know. I mean, I never really had fears, to be honest. I was just like just afraid of anything that I feel like normal kids are afraid of. But I remember there was this one time there was the snake um at our like childcare, and I saw it and I ran away.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's another thing I remember where it's like, oh my gosh, I remember that snake for the rest of my. It's more things that happen and I remember it, but it's not like a thing where like it affects me later on. But sometimes a little bit, I'd say, like when I'm about to go to sleep, like a lot of kids. Um, I feel like the main things that scared me was just like, I mean, you could talk a lot about this too. Like, I'm not gonna do a time code for this, but the like creepy pastas or Mr. Nightmares. That scared me a lot when I was younger. I'd say that was the main thing where the knives thing came from. Or like someone just stalking somebody at night with a knife or whatever. That's why I
Mhm.
really liked Mr. Nightmare more than creepypasta. I like creepypasta because they have the more elaborate stories, but I love like the simple like, oh, this guy stalked me at the middle of the night and I had to call the cops, and then he escaped. We don't know who he was. That was basically every single Mr. Nightmare one. Like, let's be real here. Like, even at like the movie theater at the pool, that's every single plot. I really gotta listen to those again. It's more of a summer thing, I'd say. I don't know if that you agree. Like listening to Mr. Nightmare creepypastas like during the summer. I feel like the winter, yeah, but like the summer, like summer
Mm.
nights, it just I don't know, something about it. Oh my gosh. I don't know. You like you have any ones that you can remember? Because the main ones I remember is like obviously that one that I loved every time that Mr. Nightmare did a creepypasta reading, because those were really good. Mainly just to the fact of his voice. I did not like the creepypasta guy. He was fine, but he was not as good as Mr. Nightmare. He's so good. It's like the best voice you can have for horror, in my opinion. Like reading horror. It's so good. Like a lot of his stories, like the Peeping Man. I think that one was, or whatever it was called, where like it's that one like person that killed his wife and wore her face. That one's terrifying. And I'm like, that one I think affected me a lot because I'm like, what? Also the Chuck E. Cheese one, and when I was scared of FNAF. Those definitely scared me. I don't think I was ever really scared of like Slender Man or anything. Slender Man,
I
or
was more
anything like
interested
that.
in that stuff than like scared because I remember used to watching nothing but creepypastas as a kid. I
Yeah,
just found them more interesting.
I
And
remember
but
when I. Oh yeah, no, continue.
I said, but like I just stopped getting into them like the more time moved on. What are you gonna say?
Oh, oh yeah, I was gonna say. I remember before I listened to them though, there was like a time where I asked my uh what was her just the what was it the I guess my dude I guess the babysitter to listen to them and then retell them to me because I was like, so scared of them, you know? Uh, and I was just like, wow, these are interesting. Because I liked, actually, to be honest, that's like, it was really fun to do that. Just have her read it to me
Yeah,
in that sense, where, because she had to remember stuff. And like, she was like, oh, wait, no, never mind. This happened instead.
it's adding more to the story.
Yeah, or no, I mean also just forgetting stuff and then she brought it back up. I thought that was funny when I was younger. But I think she did add some stuff to the story, to be honest. And yeah, that's the main thing I remember when it comes to like being scared, because when I was like when I got older, I wanted to, get more scared about stuff, to be honest with you. I
Yeah,
wanted to get more scared, like cuz nothing really scared me. So I think that was a good point in my life where I'm like, I'm grown up. Um, all right. I mean, yeah, to be honest, when it comes to fears of mine, it's not really something where it's like it affects my day to day, which was cool. It's just the fact that it you know just affected like maybe before I go to bed or something like that. So that was good, and it never really took sleep from me, so that's good. Yeah, but any other fears you remember, Adrian?
I was kind of scared of the dark. Like I remember how you mentioned that a while ago.
Yeah.
I was terrified because I remember I would just stare into the abyss of nothingness. But when you turn on light, it's all gone. But I used to take out the trash at night, and I always hated it because like it was dark whenever I took it out. So what I always did was I did that like a SpongeBob episode where like he's screaming and taking out the trash, but unironically did that. I would just I would just run towards it, but the thing is, right, running towards it was pretty fast, but putting it in the trash in and closing it and putting it outside for the garbage man to take it from the morning, that was the long process. So I just had to do that every time. I just had to take out the trash.
No, that's funny. I don't know. I think that was another thing too, like going outside when it was dark, because you never know. Like I was always scared just someone would just come up to me and kill me, because I'm like, there are some weird people, that just want people dead. So that really like freaked me out, to be honest. Like just the fact that someone could just be behind me with a knife. So I don't know. Thankfully nowadays I'm like, I'm big. I could I could not hurt someone, but I could at least, I mean, I could probably hurt someone, but I could protect myself enough to not be afraid. And also, there's not that many people. We live in a safe place. It's not really like a place where you're gonna get shivved every like 20 minutes. So now it is. Yeah, we can move on to the next one. Originally it was gonna be like, how did we get them, or when did we get them? I think we're gonna just skip it.
Because we kind of
We're
like
gonna,
explained it
yeah,
when we
yeah,
talked about it.
basically. So we're just gonna talk about, do we still have them? So do you still have these fears, Adrian?
No, but when it comes to like the grudge, like whenever I remember it was like a few months ago, but like whenever I just look at the images, I just get like a little bit nervous, but not really anymore. Like now, I'm talking about because like I've kind of like not really fear anything anymore. Kind of I think
Yeah.
something that just kind of went away over time.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I mean, when it comes to me, I don't know, like the social thing. I mean, I'm always getting better at that. I mean, I guess you always get scared when you're about to ask them out. But when it comes to like other things though that people are usually not scared of, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'll always probably keep my TV on, stuff like that. And then I'd say I'm not really afraid of anything too much either. I feel like it's more about the situation, and the context, that I would be afraid. But I'm not really like irrationally afraid of anything, and nothing consistently on the day to day makes me afraid. I guess I'm always afraid of like, you know, people looking at my history or something,
Mhm.
or um, just stuff that's like more adult stuff. So it's really not really a problem for me anymore. Uh, do you want to? So do we? Do you have any? We can just move on to current fears. So you have no current fears though, Adrian?
Nothing at all.
Dang, dude. But what if like someone comes up to you and has a knife?
I mean, yeah, I'd be nervous, but it's kind of like all fear in a way leads to kind of like death in a way, because when you question it, like each time it's like, why am I scared? It's because like I don't know what's in there, but what would but what does it matter? And I was like, huh, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a weird thing. I know Vsauce did a very good video about it. It's like about like why do we fear? I could send it to
Hey,
you if you want to see it.
Vsauce, Michael here. I don't know. Um, no, I mean that would be a cool video to watch. Vsauce is always interesting. I don't think I would ever be scared of Vsauce, sadly. I don't even know what that was supposed to mean. Yeah, but current fears. I don't even know why I even made this topic, because we already talked about, did we still have them. But when it comes to current fears, I actually kind of do have some fears. Uh, Chimpanzees. They're terrifying. I mean, it's kind of a joke between me and my friend Eli, because he drew a chimpanzee on my whiteboard because he knows I hate them, because they're terrifying. Think about it,
Yeah.
Adrian. They're an animal that can just come up to you and rip off your face. I know a lot of animals can do that. But imagine that though. Like an animal that's like similar to your DNA comes up to you, rips off your face, doesn't feel anything about it, wants to eat you, wants to do all this stuff, and you can't really stop it. It's faster than you, it's stronger than you. That's terrifying. Like, I mean, I don't know, because a lot of people. What's your opinion on spiders, bro?
On spiders?
Yeah, spiders.
They're pretty chill. I don't really like, bother. Like, I used to be kind of scared of them, but I wasn't really. But whenever I see a spider, I just grab my cat and I just like eat them.
Oh, that's cool that your cat eats them. I don't know. That's another. Oh, it's not really a fear, but that was a thing that happened when I was younger. I never really liked cats, but the main reason I didn't was because I was more of a dog person, number one. But second of all, there was a time when I was at someone's house and there was a cat. And I had my hand up and I was like, high five. And it scratched me on my hand. And it hurt so bad. And so I never really liked cats after that. But I like cats sometimes though, because they're interesting. They come and go as they please, so you kind of get used to that. I think I think that's cool about people that own cats and just cats in general. It makes you more like relaxed and easygoing when it comes to people coming and going out of your life and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if you've noticed that or anything, but I feel like I don't feel like a person that has a cat, I don't want to be mean, Adrian, gets like attached to like certain like attached to the point where they'd be like distraught without somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like they found content within themselves because I feel like with a dog will like be sad all the time. They really want to hang out with certain people. They want to hang out with their homies, their fellow dogs too. And it's like if they're gone, they'll never forget it. There are some dogs that like after their owner dies, they're sad. And they die of sadness, or maybe they go to where they last saw their owner. But like, I don't know why I went on this tangent about cats, but you know what I'm saying. It's like it is it does affect people. I'd say the kind of pet you have. So I don't know. That is funny though that your cat eats spiders. Um. Oh yeah, but dude, what was I saying? Yeah, but we were talking about current fears, right? Yeah, dude, I'm out of it today. With current fears, I'd say, yeah, it's mainly just like things I know that can like physically hurt me. I guess I was always scared of like roller coasters when I was younger. I was gonna bring that up during my fears, but I forgot. But now I'm not. You know, like my dad still is, but I love them, but I don't want to go on all of them because some of them are like insane.
Yeah.
And the main reason I don't like them, it's like they don't make sense, like fear wise. Because I feel like the most efficient ones are like the ones that are like not trying hard, like that hard to scare you. They're just fun, you know? Because the ones that are like trying to do weird stuff, it's like it's a little too much, you know? Like I live by a magic mountain. There's like a twisted colossus, and I'm like, it's twisted, man. It's like I think it was either a twisted colossus or something like that. Because I know I think of Revolution. Revolution's the original, I think. And or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Revolution's just it's not that bad, It's like chill, and that one's nice. But like something like Twisted Clock, that one's like insane. It like twists everywhere. I still haven't went on like some of the other ones, and it's like they're so terrifying. Like some of them, and it's like yeah, something for example, like the Superman ride just goes up, down, you're chilling, and you don't even have the perspective of going up and down. And that's like really cool. It goes that like that. I used to be so scared of the like Disneyland rides too, like California Adventure, uh California Screaming, I mean, and I think it's on the Credit Coaster and the the obviously I never went on the uh what was it? Dude. The the like the hotel one. that is now the what is it now? The the Guardians one. But then, I went on them and I'm like, dang, that's pretty nice. I mean, even before that too, I didn't even really go on like Space Mountain or uh I think I even thought Splash Mountain at one point was like insane. And uh any of the mountains, I didn't really go on those. So I didn't like them. I liked Matterhorn though. That was fun. Like that was my thing. Matterhorn, Gold Rush, those were like my main things when I was younger. Cause I'm like, this isn't like that bad. It has no spins or anything. It's not going crazy. It's just enough. I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Do you relate a little bit with the roller coasters, or do you feel like you're always like you always had the same opinion about them? You're like you like roller coasters. I don't know.
I like roller coasters now. As a kid, I just didn't like them. Uh, like the one that goes all I don't know if they have a specific name, but the ones that go from the bottom all the way to the top and it just drops you.
Oh yeah, those, bruh. Yeah.
I
Hmm.
After I got into that ones, I kinda got, like, not really scared of them. I'm not scared of roller coasters anymore. Like, I think those ones broke my fear.
That's good. Yeah, cause I don't even think I went on that one. Cause I don't know. I mean, I guess I did technically with the mansion one, but to be honest, oh, that's what was the haunted man. No, not haunted mansion. I don't know what it's called, but the Guardians one's kind of similar to that, but it's not exactly. I probably there are more scary ones than Guardians. That will go all the way down. It's like, oh my god, because
Mhm.
you're not like you're in like air. Are you talking about the ones that are like in the air? Like
Yeah, like, way high in the air, then it
Mhm.
just drops you, then it stops.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Those are terrifying. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think my way into it first off was like just water rides. Those got me into like the kind of whatever. Cause I don't even, when I was younger, I was scared about going on the big slide. But then I went on it one time and I was like, yes, whoa! It's like this aquatic center. And I was like scared to like do that. I was never really scared of swimming, but like that was the thing that I struggled with when I was younger and biking. And it's like that kind of does have a little bit of a fear to it because it's like one wrong move. I mean, you lived a long life at 5 years old. So I don't know. It's a little mix of things. I mean, that's the thing. It's hard to like describe certain fears because it's like it's not really. Some of them aren't fears. It's just like things that are like a conflict that has something to do with like your well-being or something. Which you know like spicy food, stuff like that. I'm a picky eater, and when I was younger, I was even more picky. I was like scared of eating certain foods. Now I'm not as much anymore, but I still won't eat certain foods because they're like, you know, just don't like them. So I'm not that picky though. I don't think
I'm a pretty
some people might
picky,
be.
eater.
Dang, for real.
Yeah, I just like it depends. I just have to know what it is. Sometimes I'll just be, like, petty and just, like, won't eat it.
I got you. Adrian, I don't blame you. Yeah, people just gotta understand. Um, But yeah, do you want to move on to the next one? Because I think this one's interesting because we can just look stuff up, whatever. But wacky phobias. What do you think are some like wacky phobias? Like ones that like don't make sense or just wacky in general. Like we can have them, but like thinking about it for a long period of time, it's like they're kind of goofy.
Let me see, because they all have, like, weird ass names, like, neurophobia, astrophobia, like, because they all have that same I think the weirdest, like this kinda relates to me, but, like, I think it wasn't I wasn't really scared, but I was more creeped out by them. Like, it was like the phobia of whales. I don't know what that specific term is called. Let me look up whale phobia. Cetaphobia, I think that's what the term is called. Yeah, that's what the term's called. I wasn't scared of them, but I was more creeped out of them. It was kinda like more of the sound, 'cause the whale sound. I'm pretty sure everyone knows whale sounds.
Yeah.
I think those ones, like I think that's 'cause, like, the way they creepy the sound, and I just found them creepy.
Oh
But I was
yeah.
never really scared of them.
Yeah, and there are some sounds that kind of scared me when I was a kid. I guess I was a little scared of the Jurassic Park like dinosaurs when I was younger a little bit and the sounds they made.
Yeah, and whales are huge.
They are. I gotta say. I think they're kind of. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. I think when I was younger, I think. Oh, I was scared of bees for a while. That was the main thing. I don't. I think that's a irrational phobia, actually. Not a wacky one.
I was never
Bees.
scared of them. I just didn't want to get stung. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw a bee, I was like, oh my God, I'm out of here. Mainly just because I didn't know how it feels. Still, hopefully, I don't say that, and then someone comes up to me and is like, "I'm gonna get you stung." Hopefully not, because that does not sound pleasant. I don't like that. I like the honey that they make, but getting stung by one, that is not my jar of honey. I don't know. Cup of tea. Yeah, what's up?
No, I'm saying I'm looking at a website that shows a bunch of fears and think they're so weird, like phobia, which is the fear of having a phobia.
Oh my gosh. That's so stupid, man.
Kind of like
Imagine
an
just
endless one, then, if you think about it.
yeah, exactly. So like how do you even fix that? It's I mean, let's all be real here. The most wacky I'm I'm only saying this because it's like cancel worthy, so maybe you should leave. No, I'm kidding. It's so it's a dumb joke. I'm just saying the most wacky phobia is body dysmorphia. Such a stupid. I feel like that's the least. I mean, it's not the least, but it's like it makes sense. I think people have like an image of themselves, and it's like they can't get out of it, and that
Yeah.
sucks. But at the same time, it's like it isn't true, like you see yourself in a certain way. I don't know why it's getting so serious now, but you see yourself in a certain way, and it's not that, people see you in a completely different way. They see how you are, see everything else but how your body is. You just got to be healthy and do your thing,
Mhm.
but I, I really hope I don't get canceled. It's such a stupid joke. I was just saying that it's I don't even know if that's really a phobia. Yeah, I think it's just a mental health. It's a mental health condition, actually. I don't know. That's not a flaw. That's not a phobia. But I don't know. I remember a lot more phobias from back then. I remember there was a phobia from even what I had, because to be honest, that was the main phobia I had when like just overall like social interaction. Until I just said one thing that helps me with that. I'd say with that is I've kind of overcompensated or created like a extroverted version of myself where I decided like if I make other people feel maybe not uncomfortable, but like I have that power of like not like power over them, but just like I won't be like I'm willing to go certain places that maybe some other places people won't go
Mhm.
when they talk to people. And like if I do that, I'm a lot more comfortable knowing that people around me aren't going to be like, I don't know. I don't know why I do it, but I think that's part of it. Like that's why how I got out of it. Just creating like that thing. And I feel like when someone that's really extroverted comes up, that's when like my thing gets mellowed out. I do believe in like that equilibrium thing where like good like someone that's like on the high or the low of certain things, like maybe if someone's more introverted, one's more extroverted, they chill more, but if two people are extroverted, it's just not a fun time. It's like just like an equilibrium thing. And I feel like that's how a lot of people get over phobias too. It's like they kind of just overcompensate for certain things. I mean, it's never good to overcompensate. Like don't be driving big cars, but I guess it wouldn't be a problem. It would just imply so much, Adrian.
Mhm.
But I mean that's why clowns they be driving them small cars. But no, I'm just saying like even with clowns probably I feel like I feel like making fun of them, that's the main thing that people have gotten out of like the phobia, you know? Because I mean, the whole thing with the clown thing, the clown posse, I think a lot of people were scared, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of people are making fun of it, and the main reason is they're scared, you know? So they want to like get over it. I think the least scariest time is what's it called? Uh Least scariest time is let me think. Adrian's thing crashed, by the way. Uh he'll uh he'll come back, don't worry. He's chilling. But overall though, I just feel like people just overcompensate, you know? They just do their thing, you know?
Oh, there we go. I don't know why
Oh
my
yeah, yeah. He crashed. Hopefully I don't have to edit too much for that. But I think it still keeps recording, right?
yeah, it does.
That's awesome. Um I love that I don't edit these, mainly just because people are gonna hear that. If I keep going on, that's the main reason, just because I want to reach the hour mark. But the main thing when it comes down to uh phobias, it's like, you know, I feel like people do those things. I don't know why I'm doing the closer right now because I'm probably just gonna keep talking more about phobias, but that's the main thing I'm talking about, where just someone's scared about something, they just do something in order to not be scared, in the sense that make fun of it, or they just change the whole behavior. So I don't know. There has to be like more phobias too. I think there are like phobias of colors. What do you, that's the wacky one, I would assume, right?
I would assume so. Yeah, but there's probably even worse. Phobia. Of,
Even worse. Oh, what's up?
no, look, I'm just googling stuff. Chromophobia. That's the phobia you just described it as.
Oh, Chrome.
Yeah, chromophobia.
Why is everything chrome? Everything's chrome in the future. So dumb.
Some phobias are understandable
Um,
too. Also, like the fear of dogs, since like because you've been could have been a kid and like attacked by a dog.
yeah, that was the thing too. When before I had my dog, I was a little scared of dogs. I think some dogs barked at me and stuff like that. I was even scared of my dog a little bit. My dog jumped at me when I was younger, nibbled at me. He didn't bite me really, but he nibbled, and I didn't really like that. I was like 6, and I had a piece of bacon, and he just started chasing me. I'm like, what? But I was also like tempting him. I was kind of a devil child.
So you're just teasing him for no reason.
Oh yeah, like, okay, you know what? I was like 6, maybe 4, maybe 4, maybe 6, around that. I had no empathy. I don't know. I don't do that as much anymore, but I do get upset when my dog's like, I want food. I'm like, come on, man. I'm eating right here. I gotta eat. I'm a growing boy. A growing 19-year-old boy. Come on. I don't know. That is weird though. Like the problem with like colors, like being afraid of colors, is, you see them all the time, you know? You can't really
Yeah,
avoid it. You'd have to stay home. That's the sucky thing. A lot of phobias and a lot of fears cause people to just stay home, not do anything, you know? I mean, I think there's even a fear associated with people that hoard, you know?
yeah. I'm looking into it right now. There's like it's like there's even more into it, like specific colors. Like I don't know how to say these. Like melanophobia, that like that's the fear of color black. Rhodophobia is fear of color pink. Yeah, they all have different like
Yeah.
colors of each one.
Black actually makes a little bit of sense, but I actually really like black. That's one of my favorite colors now. Like I love
Same.
red. Red is my favorite color, but I feel like black is like what I'd use for aesthetic purposes, but I like red overall. And blue. But not, I don't like blue on its own. I like it kind of like a cosmic color. That's kind of cool. But I love black, and the main reason it's like one thing I was trying to realize, trying to think about why do I like black so much? I mean, you know what they say, Adrian. Once you go, I can. I think you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. But one thing I'm saying with black, it's the fact that I was realizing that like one of the reasons I think I want to make my room black and just all that. It sounds so emo, but I want to make it look like a gaming room and all that. But another, I mean, I think it's cool and all that. But one thing I think it associates with is like I don't like my parents coming to my room, looking at everything and just touching whatever. And one thing I realized is white walls reveal everything. White walls reveal everything around about your room. But if you had black walls, nothing is really revealed. Everything is hidden in some way. You know?
Yeah.
Even if it's like the brightest room you have, and there's like everything's black, everything just you can't see everything. And it's just you don't see it. So that's it's kind of like what I like, black just black room because it's nice to have, I haven't made it yet, but I want to make my room all black. I want to make my room just whatever. I don't maybe not black, but like a dark gray, just something that's reveal and like less revealing than white. Cuz white's just nah. But when it comes to black, yeah, I like black. I don't think I can understand though why someone would be afraid of that. It's like the dark.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, just being afraid of colors and everything, that just sucks. Like hoarding, that too. I feel like the main thing with hoarding, it's like they don't want to let things go. They're afraid that things will change if they let it go, and it could be a fear of loss. I mean, it's a lot of fears. It's just I guess about life and just life. You're afraid of stuff. I don't know why I'm trying to always like conclude it. It's whack. Do you have any like other phobias you wanted to talk about?
No other phobias that I have.
Yeah, any like weird ones? Yeah, I don't know. I think one that would be kind of funny but sad is a fear of babies. Cause how are you gonna have like kids?
Unless you have to work at like a nursing hospital or something.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I always will root for those that really want to just say, "Hey, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on these fears that I have, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not afraid of them anymore. I'm not, doing dumb things when it comes to, messing with like people or
Yeah.
anything. Like I won't. I just want to live a normal life, and it's really sad that they have them, but it's really strong for them to do all that stuff to make sure they're not afraid of it anymore. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess it's just hard, because everything's in the head, everything's in your head. Like, to be honest, like your external stuff, external self, like, is not the same as your internal self. Your internal self is always like, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, your external self is like, you know, like just one of everyone else, It's just all in the head, like any conscience, any thought, just on your head. So it's like really scary just have all those fears because it's like not really anything that'll affect you, but you know, I don't know. When it comes to that, I mean, a lot of people say the opposite though. Like your external stuff self is like the one that's all like, oh no, I can't, like I'm just all stressed out, I'm all scared. But then your internal self is all loving, all happy all the time, and you really got to just connect with that one, But just guess how you see it. But overall, I just I'm just happy that people are they try when they are afraid of something or just want something in their life. I guess fear is just about life. I don't even know what to say about that. Anyway, we can we can end it there. Unless you had anything else to say, Adrian.
No, nothing else to say really.
Dang. All right. Did you want to shout anything out for the people listening at home?
Subscribe to my YouTube channel or just check it out if you want. Subscribe if you want. I have like a bunch of links in the description for my videos, and that's pretty much it.
Dang. Any other things like your social medias or just your YouTube?
No, I think my YouTube, because like if you just go in the description, you'll just see all my links and like for social media if they want
That's a
to
good.
follow.
Yeah, that's good because like you don't want to be, like shoving all those in their faces and they're like, I just want to just do one. I don't want to do all these. So good on you, Adrian. Anyway, let me know how you feel about, Adrian in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like to hear from him again. Oh, I sure do. Thanks for listening to this, week's podcast, and you will see me next week talking to someone else about something else. And yeah, I'll see you later. All right. Bye.